Back in February, Tulsi Gabbard, who heads national intelligence, fired more than 100 intelligence officers from 15 agencies for having explicit sexual conversations on an NSA chat tool.
The weaponization, politicization of the intelligence community that's gone on for far too long.
Now, this is not the news. This is my opinion about the news. I'm going to give you what I think is the real story. So you hear all of this and think, oh, why are they doing this at work? Well, the NSA, of course, stands for National Security Agency. That chat tool is for sensitive security information. Instead, a cult of male to female transgender agents turned it into a secret sex chat room with discussions of genital surgeries, trans fetishes, and sexual exploits.
What is really just an egregious violation of trust, what to speak of like basic rules and standards around professionalism. I put out a directive today that they all will be terminated and their security clearances will be revoked.
Now, it sounds like a bad B movie, but you can't make this up. Investigative journalist Chris Rufo of City Journal broke the story, and what he's sharing now is beyond disturbing. In my opinion, it's criminal. An NSA whistleblower told Rufo that a dangerous gender ideology ran rampant at the NSA.
And they were brazen in doing this because when was the last time anyone was really held accountable? Certainly not over the last 4 years, certainly not over the last 10, maybe 20 years.
These cult leaders, who we trusted to keep America safe, forced their co-workers to spend hours, sometimes days, in training sessions about privilege and how to speak gender neutral. The whistleblower said some agents wouldn't even file reports about transgender adversaries because they didn't want to disrespect them by using their birth name instead of their name that they prefer as members of the opposite sex. Look, here's my problem. This is what I mean by the real story. It appears from the headlines that we're talking about inappropriate sexual content. That's not what we're talking about here. That's what they're talking about. But the real story is we're talking about national security agents, particularly digital cybersecurity, jobs that require high vigilance, and we rest well in the knowledge that they're on it. But are they? Were they? What's worse than trusting that people are doing their job is if you believe they're doing the job, you trust they're doing their job, they lead you to believe they're doing their job, but they're not. You'd be better off if you just knew they weren't doing their job, but instead you think they're doing it and they're not. So you have this false sense of security. There are people we consider patriots, but according to the whistleblower, and here's where it gets really insane, they preached Marxism, bashed capitalism, and hated Christians. In my opinion, these are not simply grounds for job dismissal. This is treason. These are selfish bullies who kept others from doing their jobs, jobs that keep America safe. Secretary Gabbard can find them all, fire them, and prosecute them. My concern here is these aren't just people not doing their jobs. These are people putting you and me and the country at risk. And because they take an oath to defend the Constitution, to stand in a position of security and defense, and then not only don't do it, which is highly negligent, but actually recruit others to Marxism and recruit others to anti-capitalism and recruit others to become derelict in their duties in the service of some agenda they're running, to me, that is acting against the interest of the United States. And what is that if it's not treasonous? Now, you can read the story. That's the news. I'm telling you the real story as I see it. This is just my opinion, and you can disagree. This isn't about being against transgenders, anything of the sort. Do what you want to do, but this is about whether you do your job or you don't do your job. That's the real story. I could care less whether somebody in that job is transgender or not. What I care about is, are they doing their job? We think they're protecting us. We think they're being vigilant at the National Security Agency. And not only are they not doing it, they're recruiting others to not do it. That's the real story. Wherever you're getting the real story, make sure you subscribe and follow. I'll see you tomorrow. If you're handling your own books or have a bookkeeper, you're risking inaccuracies, missed deductions, and blind spots in cash flow. Financial Yield Solutions, Inc., known as FYSI, has a seasoned team of accounting professionals and attorneys that handle every journal entry, bank reconciliation, and month-end close. They deliver clear and timely financial reports so you can stay in control. Plus, their advanced tax avoidance strategies can help you capture every deduction before you file. You'll even get plugged into their network of industry leaders and referred partners for real-world growth opportunities. Set up your free consultation to learn how FYSI's experts will transform your books into a growth engine and accelerate your business to the next level. Act now to claim your free $5,000 business assessment, available only for a limited time. Visit fysi.com/Dr. Phil and use promo code Dr. Phil or call 800-877-4000 today.